Well, I think that most good leadership, whether it has to do with technology or risk management or security or education, is principled leadership. So institutions must have a series of principles in order to engage in digital transformation. The first one is very clear. What is the mission of your organization? If you're there to educate the next generation of knowledge workers, make sure that you're doing that correctly. Make sure that the technology that you implemented, the processes that you're upgrading, the protections and risk management controls that you put in place, all of them support that particular mission. If your mission is research, or maybe both education and research, then once again, make sure that your principles, your projects, your strategies, they all support that particular mission. Don't fall for the trap, as some of us have done over the years, where either a good deal or a very influential board member or faculty member or administrators can lead us astray from the real mission of the institution just because there's a flashy technology that promises a match to our constituents and sometimes does not deliver on those promises. Now, the other principles that are important are usually encoded in the mission and vision statement of the organization, but also in the policies of the institution. So things like transparency is very important. If we're monitoring employees, then we must tell them that the expectation for working in that particular organization is that their work will be monitored, maybe to prevent insider threats, maybe to prevent intellectual property leakages or theft, or maybe to comply with research regulations. For example, always use privacy and security by design. It's not that we're going to put or adopt the system first, and once we have it in place, then we're going to start thinking about privacy and security. No, we must do the privacy and security assessments and considerations as part of the implementation process. And to the extent that sometimes we must rule out some partners because their offerings do not offer the level of security or privacy that we expect. When you look at privacy, things about important things like data minimization. In higher education, we love to hoard every possible piece of data because we think it's going to be helpful eventually. Well, it turns out that it is not always helpful. And when it's not fully protected, and many of us have had attacks on our systems and data leaks, then the more data we hoard, the more data we have to notify and discuss with regulators at the time of fixing the problem. And then finally, I like to recommend to everybody to consider responsible computing, where you're considering not only that something works, but is it good for society? Is it good for the environment? Is this responsible computing going to hurt some categories of individuals while providing additional benefits to others? Those are the considerations that all of us as technology leaders and the rest of the executives dealing with technology in an organization must consider before we engage in major digital transformation projects.